Hello there, Saber fans. Shamim here. I have a very special custom saber that I'd like to share with you all today. This saber is entitled Remembrance, and it was made to celebrate and commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of Bahá'u'lláh, who is the founder of the Bahá'í Faith. All over the world, Baha'is and their friends and family are gathering together and celebrating and commemorating the Bicentenary of the birth of the founder of the Bahá'í Faith through devotional programs, through artistic expression, through song, through dance, through murals, through prayer, service, and worship together. And so I thought, since I'm part of the custom saber community, and this is the art form that I currently employ and am engaged in, that I would make a custom saber to remember Baha'u'lláh, to celebrate the 200th anniversary of his birth, a very historic occasion for members of the Baha'i Faith. So this is the saber. For some of you who may be familiar with the Baha'i House of Worship or the Baha'i Temple located in Wilmette, Illinois, here in the United States, this saber draws heavy inspiration from the architectural and aesthetic design and appearance of the Baha'i House of Worship. The Arabic term for one of these houses of worship is Mashriq al-Asghar, which when translated means the dawning place of the remembrance of God. And so because of the design influence and also the title, or the name of the Mashriq al-Asghar, the House of Worship, dawning place of the remembrance of God, I thought that Remembrance would be a fitting name for this custom lightsaber as we remember 200 years since the birth of Baha'u'lláh. So let's take a look at the acid etching that you see here along the entire length of the hilt. The etch design was done by my very good friend Ryan Lanon of Ronin Custom Armory. I provided some pictures of the Baha'i House of Worship in Wilmette to use as reference, and then Ryan went ahead and hand drew all of these designs, scanned them into the computer, cleaned them up, and then printed them out, attached them onto the saber, and did the acid etch. And he did a marvelous job. I really have to give major props to my friend Ryan for doing an incredible job and helping me with this custom saber. After I got the saber back from him, I did a sort of a granite color paint job, white and gray. I really wanted to make it look like the Baha'i House of Worship itself. I wanted to make it look like the concrete, the quartz, the materials that were used to build the actual temple itself, so that you could take this lightsaber, set it next to one of the columns or one of the walls or the pillars of the Baha'i House of Worship, and it might look as if they were cut from the same material and designed at the same point. Internally, the lightsaber is running a Prism 5.1 soundboard from Plector Labs. There's an RGB NEC Cree LED installed. You have two tactile activation switches, main and auxiliary, here in the main section of the hilt. It's a 28mm premium speaker, 18650 lithium-ion battery, 3.7 volts, with internal recharge port. It's a V6 TCSS speaker mount chassis that is being used to hold everything together, that has been modified for the internal recharge port. Blade plug here is meant to evoke the top, the ceiling of the inside of the Baha'i House of Worship. If you look up when you're inside the temple and you look up to the ceiling, this is the design that you will see. This Arabic calligraphy is an invocation, Ya Baha'u'lláh Pa, which translates to, O thou glory of the all-glorious. And it is a reference to Baha'u'lláh, whose title means the glory of God. So the whole lightsaber is meant to evoke the Mashriq al-Asghar, the Baha'i House of Worship in Wilmette. It is meant to be part of the remembrance and celebrations that we have around the world, Baha'is and their friends observing and commemorating the birth of Baha'u'lláh. But in addition to just being a lightsaber and a cool-looking thing, I also wanted to imbue the lightsaber with a certain devotional character, to imbue the lightsaber and the sounds that come out of it with a certain reverence. The Baha'i House of Worship, after all, is a temple. It is a place of worship. and Baha'u'lláh is the founder of a major world religion. So I wanted the custom sound font to evoke reverence, to utilize some devotional chants from the Baha'i writings. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fire up Remembrance. And that was a chant of the Arabic design here, Ya Bahá'u'lláh. The hum is made using recordings of a 200-person choir that was singing within the Baha'i House of Worship several years ago. So elements of their vocal chanting was infused into the hum, the swings, the clashes, as well as some of the auxiliary sound effects. It's an RGB LED, which means that there are up to 16 different color profiles. I believe I have 9 of them set currently. The sound for color changing is the chant Alawapa, which translates to God is all glorious, or God is most glorious. So now we've switched to a lime green. And now into a royal blue. Now we've got red. To green. Deep royal blue. This is a yellowish orange. Let's activate some of the auxiliary features now. So again, those were part of the chants that the choir was singing within the Baha'i House of Worship itself. We'll throw a blade in there, just so we can see some of the colors a little bit better. There's your blade plug with holes cut in so that the light shines through. Blade retention screw is up here at the emitter. addition to this custom sound font that I made for the Remembrance lightsaber, there's also a secondary font which is much more, even more devotional and somber in nature that I'd like to just share with you briefly. There's no boot up sound, there's no swings or clashes, it's just an idle hum of the prayer, the chant, Allahwapa, God is all glorious, God is most glorious, chanted by the 200-person choir within the walls of the house of worship. There you have it, guys. The Remembrance custom lightsaber, built as my own contribution to all of the artistic displays that are being proffered by Baha'is and their friends around the world in celebration of the 200th anniversary of the birth of Bahá'u'lláh, who founded the Bahá'í Faith. For anyone who may be interested in learning more about the life of Baha'u'lláh, his teachings, the Bahá'í Faith, and what Baha'is around the world are engaged in doing for the betterment of society, there are a few links below which you are most welcome to peruse. And if anyone has questions about the Bahá'í Faith or my own personal involvement therein, you're most welcome to message me here on YouTube, on my Facebook page. I'd be happy to talk with you about it. As little or as much as you would like. So yeah, I'm very happy with the end result. Again, huge shout out to my friend Ryan Lanon, Ronin Custom Armory. Go check out his page and his incredible work. He did a magnificent job on the etch on this lightsaber and really captured the look and the feel of the Baha'i House of Worship in Wilmette. So Ryan, thank you very much. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.